All right, guys, what is going on? We are live, and
Happy Turtle Tuesday,
happy
everybody.
Happy Turtle Tuesday, everyone. I'm Jason Swale, and I'm joined by Mike, our great news correspondent for Turtle Recall. I want to give a shout out to Robert, who is hoping that our child is getting better. He is actually yesterday he had a fever. Today he doesn't, which is good. In the Ascari household right now, there is COVID going around in here. I am quarantined from my family, so I don't get it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And Mike is just in a coast all the way around, just so he doesn't get it, because he planned this out like way before he even met us.
Oh yeah. That way I had nothing to worry about.
That's right, exactly. Welcome to Total Recall. This is the news portion of it, where we're just going to be talking about the news of on our channel. We finally put up our Shredder's Revenge review, so definitely check it out if you want to see how we feel. And from all the other video game reviewers out there, they look at it at a game perspective. We actually look at more as a compared to the show perspective. So hopefully you guys appreciate like that thing, because the one thing I do complain about is I do complain about the voices, the ones that are not by the actors.
Yeah, like it's definitely a little jarring how some of the characters aren't voiced by their own actors. We talked about it in our review as well.
Yeah, I kind of imagine. I kind of imagine you guys would as well. And this week for the audio podcast, it is our 100th episode. We are more than halfway through of the original series now. After this is 95 episodes more to go. But instead of looking at the normal episode, we are looking at the drug PSA special, Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. And we got a special guest. It's Mitch from Duck Talks. If you listen to that podcast,
I love that guy.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun, and it's fun because he actually never heard of this special before. So
what?
Yeah, that's what I was like surprised too. I was like, because I kept all right. When I first started the Turtles podcast, like I was like talked to all three of them, and I was like, "Oh, we got to team up and talk about the Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue." And surprisingly, I found out that the three of them never heard of it, and they never saw it before. I was like, "Where were you guys in the '90s?"
So that's so wild to me.
Yeah, I was like,
but I mean, like they're younger than you and I, right?
No, Steven is 2 months older than I am. And Mitch, I think, is a year younger than me. Josh is younger than me. There's an age difference between me and Josh. But
gotcha.
The other two, we're all in the same age.
That's so weird to me that they like hadn't heard of it before, because it's such a big thing. Like if you were a child of that era, I feel like you saw this and then like Flintstones Meet the Jetsons.
Yes.
Like those are like the two cornerstones of like the cinematic universe when we were little.
Right. No, I agree. Because I mean, I specifically remember on TBS watching Flintstones Meet the Jetsons, and I was like, thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, what? The people from the past meet the people from the future?
Yeah, like I said, it's the original cinematic universe.
Right, so, exactly. I mean, this is our original Batman v Superman. I mean, And of course, on Tuesdays, Ninja Turtle Power Hour always drops a podcast. What was your podcast about this week?
So this week we finished the what's known as Urban Legends, or also known as the Image Run, also known as Volume 3 for the original TMNT comic. So we last time we read issues 21, 22, and 23, which were the original ending for the book back in 1995 when when IDW was reprinting it. Over the last couple of years, they announced that they were actually going to be finishing it with the original creative team. So we read the official Urban Legends ending that wasn't part of the original Image run. And spoiler alert, actually really enjoyed it. I used to dunk on the Image run, now known as Urban Legends, and I think I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Just to
Like
let you
looking back on it.
just to let you know, because you guys just finished it. And I actually know I had a plan to do it like because the way I schedule my comics, because I always want to make sure I had something to read. But starting next month, I'm actually going to start the Image run, like actually from start to finish.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so definitely listen along with us.
Yeah.
As I read it, because it's something.
Right.
It definitely gets better as it goes.
Right.
But I'm actually really excited for next week, where we're going to be talking about the new book that's coming out from IDW for the main Turtles line, the new crossover event Armageddon game.
Yeah.
So we'll be starting a recap, kind of getting everybody up to speed, and then then you'll be ready for when the main Armageddon game starts. So
yeah, I'm actually excited to start reading that. I'm pretty sure I'll like usually with the IDW runs I wait like a month because Comixology has it like a half off then, and then I was like, it's like I can wait a month and read it later. Okay. I think I lost Mike there.
I'm still here. Sorry,
Oh,
my headphones disconnected.
oh, okay. I was like,
We're doing it live, guys. We're
doing it
doing it
live, guys.
live.
Hey, live with all the mistakes and everything. I mean, only reason you're not hearing a 3-year-old is because he actually fell asleep. So,
Oh, perfect.
yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the news. Very light this week. I'm expecting next week is going to be a lot heavier. Usually, when we have a light week, the week after, like everyone's kind of saving their information. And Mike, why would people be saving their information this week?
Well, there's a little thing going on in a sleepy little town in San Diego called San Diego.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard of it,
Watch
it's
Anchorman.
yeah. I mean, who's really heard of San Diego ComicCon?
That's right.
But no, yeah. So San
SDCC.
Diego
I mean, what do those
ComicCon.
letters mean?
Exactly. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. So this weekend in San Diego is San Diego Comic Con, the first one in 2 years. So everybody's really excited. IDW is in San Diego, so it's literally their hometown con. So they are pulling out all the stops. On Saturday, though, is the big one where they're going to be talking about all of the upcoming things that are going to be in the comic, the Armageddon game, and specifically the Last Ronin. So hopefully we will know more about what's going to be coming in the IDW universe. I think the panel is called Secrets of the Roninverse, and Jason's got it cut off on the YouTube video. So we see Wednesday, Thursday, but then Friday and Saturday. Saturday is the actual panel that we're looking forward to.
Right. If you're watching it now on the video, guess what? Jason did some magic, and you get to see what's going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday now too.
Told you, we're doing it live.
Doing it live, exactly. And they have nothing scheduled on Sunday. But yeah,
I mean, nobody really does. If you've ever been to San Diego Comic-Con, that Sunday's your recovery day.
Yeah. Oh no, I know that's like the Monday for Dragon Con. I know, like nothing happens on that day. That's when everyone checks out of the hotel and catches their flight back home or whatever. Like just go, or in our situation, we drive home. So I know for the longest time, uh, San Diego didn't allow live streaming. They were like so tough on that. But with like recent events going on, uh, do you know if any panels in general will be live streamed for Comic Con this year?
So as far as I know, that is still a thing that they are not allowing.
Okay. Okay, that I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if they were gonna like kind of like let up, and especially now there's a new wave, and I saw
Hmm.
there's actually more like they're doing like more restrictions now because of the new COVID wave that's out. Um, so I wasn't sure if they're doing live streams or not, but uh,
Yeah, it's one of those things that like you would kind of hope they would. But as far as I know, they have not said if they're going to or not. So kind of just have to play it by ear.
they're still like that old
And then
like
pay attention to Turtles podcasts and
that's right.
stuff because we'll be on there. I mean, this is basically going to be my weekend.
Yeah.
Is just keeping my eyes glued to people I know that are there, and reposting their pictures. It's pretty much all I'm doing all weekend.
Yeah, and if you keep an eye on the Turtle Recall Twitter, we're just gonna retweet everything that Ninja Turtle Power Hour posts up. Uh,
Perfect.
yeah, yeah, and we'll probably like retweet that like 3 or 4 hours like later, just only because we have a toddler. It's hard to work on the weekends now, like when you have a child.
I can't even imagine.
um, but yeah, so are you actually attending Comic Con? Like,
So I'm not. I'm still playing it a little safe, so we're not fully doing cons again just yet.
just yet.
So I'm going to be sitting this one out. Hopefully next year I can start going again. But yeah, so I'll be watching from home. Last couple Comic Cons I've gone down on Saturday to hang out and go to dinner with people. But yeah, this year still just not
Yeah.
ready yet.
No, I 100%. I understand that. We like Anna and I. We recently went to a con. We went to a local Power Ranger convention, and we went there because we knew that the turnout was going to be very low. So and it was fun just doing a con again after 2 years. Uh, Myself, I am planning to go to Dragon Con by myself. I don't know if I'm going the whole weekend or not. But but the only reason I'm going by myself is because uh, I even though Anna has COVID now, I since she's pregnant, I don't want her to get any sickness or anything like that. And like that one, I'm kind of like gonna be playing it by ear, gonna be a little cautious, like but
Yeah.
like still do the events, but it's kind of like uh, and I mean, and I promised some people I was gonna meet them because they haven't we haven't seen some I haven't seen some of my friends since for like 3 years now, so. Uh,
Oh, as long as whenever you guys come out here, you meet me. That's all I
oh,
care about.
oh,
So
that's definitely happening. That 100% is happening. I'm not going to the Power Ranger convention this year because it's too close to the due date. But more than likely we will. I know we will be going to California, the Los Angeles area, uh, very soon after like the baby's born.
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually something pretty cool. It's so cool. I wish I can buy it. And like, Xbox, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep making these exclusive like custom Xboxes and like the only way to get them is by winning a contest and there's only one of them. And of course I'm talking about uh the recently announced and on currently on sweepstakes from the Ninja Turtles Twitter account, the Shredder Xbox.
Yeah, this is really cool. I've entered it a couple times. I don't have the new Xbox Series consoles. I really like this. And if I win, then hey, cool. If I don't win, then nothing lost. So,
Right, exactly. I
but
mean,
this is, it's really cool the way like it's this 3D effect,
yeah.
like Shredder punching out of it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, Shredder's punching out of it. Now, unlike the last like custom Ninja Turtles Xbox, which was the Leonardo for the Nick's All Star Brawl, this one is not actually tied to a video game, but I imagine that they were going for like because of Shredder's Revenge, and like that's why it's like, oh hey, let's make it Shredder. They just didn't put out the. This is, I think this is more of a Microsoft Nick collaboration than a Microsoft Tribute Games Dotemu collaboration.
yeah, because the art is just kind of the standard vector art that Nick
Right.
uses for whenever they talk about classic turtles, and
Right.
then also the background. All of the little icons are based off of the Turtles arcade game.
Right.
And I think like the sprites of the turtles themselves are actually, I think that's just custom art that the turtle social accounts post from time to time.
Yeah, I think that's
So
yeah.
yeah, so with those, like it's cute, but it's definitely not tied really in any way to
To
Shredder's Revenge.
right. Right, exactly. But I'm just saying this right now, like first, like if this was available to purchase, like I because at this current time I have no desire for an Xbox. The last Xbox I owned was the 360, and I think after I got my PlayStation 3, I never used it. Like after that,
Mm-hmm.
um, but like this would probably be like my first like Xbox purchase because this one really entices me more than that Leonardo one that we had earlier. Um, I mean, if I really wish this was available for purchase, and also I hope the person who wins is actually a Ninja Turtle fan, and I'm hoping the person who wins doesn't like turn around and puts it on eBay.
Yeah, like that would suck a lot.
Yeah. That
Not not. I hadn't even thought of that. Now you put that in my head.
I
Now
know.
I'm worried.
No, yes. Oh no. Every time there's like a contest like this, because like this is a unique thing, and I mean this is like really cool. I love how like everything's kind of 3D popping out. I mean, personally, shelf space is gonna be a nightmare trying to put this with all the rest of my my devices like on my TV, but I would still like put it out there anyway. Actually, knowing me, I'll probably just put this in the action figure room and just be like, yeah, here's my Xbox, and my friends would be like, hey, have you ever used it? I was like, nah, just no games I want to play on it.
Yeah, everyone knows there's no games on Xbox,
No,
which is that's a dated meme if you've been on the internet long enough.
Right.
But kind of tying this back too, I forgot to mention it when we were talking about Comic-Con. So this is kind of based more on like the arcade game, which the Cowabunga Collection is going to be shown off this weekend at Comic-Con as well.
Yes. Konami's gonna have a
And
room for like I forget what the hours are that people can like go there and check out the Cowabunga collection, and I'm hoping that means the Cowabunga collection will be coming out soon. Hopefully by like fall or something like that.
yeah, me too. Like I really hope we get an announcement for a time frame when the game comes out, when the collection comes out.
Yeah, because I mean, at the same time, like this is like Konami we're talking about, and also this is a collection of like older games that they're being ported. The only thing I know they're adding all like the like slice of life stuff, like the rewind functionality and all that. But I imagine it shouldn't take too long. I mean but I don't develop for video games. I develop for software, so I don't know how that actually works. But I also know in Konami's situation, they gotta make sure that it works on every system first before they send it out.
Yeah, like that's like there's going to be a lot of like quality of life improvements, and also like not just those, but what is it? The little there's
The
like
gallery.
in-game like museum and the
Yeah.
gallery and so that kind of stuff I really like. Granted, it probably doesn't take that long to get all of those assets, but to make sure like they play because we don't want a Sonic Origins situation.
That's true. No, we definitely don't want that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of like other like collections that came out that like crashed and burned. Like I mean, obviously Sonic Origins was a big recent memory. I want to say the Master Chief Collection. I can't remember if that.
It was I mean the Grand Theft Auto collection
Oh, okay, there we
was
go.
really bad, but those were remakes. Like these games aren't being remade; they're being
Right.
ported.
Oh, that's right. That's
So
right.
like, and so like this that kind of invites its own issues, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a
No,
problem.
no, because these are just like straight up ports, and I mean, let's be honest, like the two arcades have already been ported and already been tested online with Arcade One Up, so I don't think they have to do anything different with that. Like
Yeah, exactly.
like like the other ones, like putting the Turtles Tournament Fighter and the Genesis Hyperstone Heist online. I'm sure that's gonna that's where like probably like all the resources are being done, and I still don't know why they chose Hyperstone Heist and not Turtles in Time for the SNES for online functionality.
You know, it because it's got the better soundtrack. I'm going to say it.
Uh,
Hyperstone Heist is the better one.
you think Hyperstone Heist has a better soundtrack? I mean,
Uh, I definitely do. I'm a Genesis boy, so
and I just I've played Hyperstone Heist. I mean, like the thing is, like I never liked what the Genesis sounded like. Like that's actually why I preferred Mortal Kombat on the SNES than the Genesis, because I didn't care about the missing violence. I cared about like more like, oh wow, this is more stunning looking. This sounds better, because I didn't like the way that Genesis actually like looked or sounded. But I that's just me personally. I mean, I am a Nintendo fanboy, so. All right, so so the last thing I do want to talk about, Shredder's Revenge, because we got some incredible news. Shredder's Revenge, in its first week, has sold over 1 million copies, which this is incredible news. This is the first Ninja Turtles game to ever sell, like reported to sell over 1 million copies, like in its first week.
yeah, which huge props to the team at Emu and Tribute.
Right.
Like, congratulations, guys! You definitely earned it.
Oh, definitely earned it. I mean, and I've been hearing it from everybody. Like, I mean, of course, like as soon as the game came out, I swear, like all my friends like started like messaging me, be like, "Oh man, this Ninja Turtle game is amazing!" Like, started like tell me how much they're enjoying it and everything. They feel like they have to thank me for some reason. I'm like, I had nothing to do with it. I just like I just talk about I just talked about it. I don't actually like do anything about it. But yeah, like just all my friends who like grew up with Ninja Turtles and haven't really looked at Ninja Turtles like are also into this game, and it's like everything they wanted this game to be. Like in just generally like video gamer, like most video game reviewers, I haven't heard like anything really bad about this game, other than what I've said about this game, especially like when I was complaining about the start screen, or I'm sorry, the how to play screen, I
Yeah,
should say.
yeah, we definitely had our issues with it too. On it, I'm currently playing it on Steam more than I am on my Switch,
Uh-huh.
because the PC version seems to be running better than the Switch one is. So
Okay.
I'll
I
go
don't.
back. I'll go back to the Switch when I want to carry something lighter, when I don't want to carry my deck around,
Yeah, or when you want to play with your good friend Jason, because
or
Jason.
when I want to play with my good friend Jason and the other co-hosts on Ninja Turtle Power Hour who all
Yeah,
bought it for the Switch.
yeah,
So
yeah. I only have it on Switch. I'll have it on PlayStation 4 next year, like whenever the physical release comes out for the collector's edition. But I will say, because I have also been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people I know are still waiting to get this game because they refuse to get it digitally, and they're just
Mm.
waiting for the physical copy to come out. I actually had a few of my friends like actually just yesterday messaged me, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, this morning, because today's Tuesday. They messaged me and like, I checked Target, it's still not there. Like, when can I get it? And I was like, well, you can get it now. I was like, no, I don't. No, I want the physical game. I was like, oh well, that's coming like at the end of the month or August. There's no actual like real date on it.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing too. We're bringing it up because the pre-orders for all of the limited run games exclusives versions, those pre-orders end this weekend.
That's right.
So if you're
Yes.
still kind of on the fence for those, then you need to head over to limited run games and order yourself, either the Radical Edition or the Classic Edition. But if you're waiting for like this, the regular physical one, hopefully those, the rumor is that they will be shipping to stores this month
Or next month.
or early next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, because I
But that's
know.
not confirmed anywhere, which is super annoying.
Right. The only one that I've seen that's just confirmed is I forget which one was it. It's like it would be European uh editions, like where they said it
Yeah,
ships out on
I
like
think
the
it was
28th.
the signature edition game.
Yes, 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 the signature edition game. Yeah, yeah, I believe it was them that posted that, and like, but at the same time, like, uh, release dates can always change. They can change in a like, drop of the bucket. Like, there's nothing to stop it. But I'm
Yeah.
so curious what the sales will be when the physical edition does come out, because
Mm-hmm.
digital, you have like the people who are gamers, who, like, they know what's coming out. They know, like, oh hey, this game's coming out. Let me go get it. I can go get it now. When the physical condition comes out, that's like when you start getting like the moms and the dads and like the people who like they don't really game that often, but they have a system. And then like all of a sudden, like, you have like the 35 to 40-year old who sees it on like a game shelf, is like, oh hey, I remember Ninja Turtles, and looks at the back of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, oh, this looks like an arcade game, and like he might actually mistaken it for the actual arcade game and try it out. I was like, oh wow, this is much better than what I thought. Like, I and so I imagine when like the physical actually starts coming in stores, like the sales will, like, they'll see like another bump in sales when that happens.
Yeah, like there are people that will always buy physical, and I'm kind of that way too, especially with licensed games like this. Like,
Oh,
I kind of feel like you have to make sure you're buying them physically.
oh,
Um, but at the same point, I'm like, do I really want to get this again because of how I personally felt about the game? Like, I don't want to say like it. I don't want to say like I was disappointed, but I'm like, I kind of feel like I bought it twice. I don't really need a physical version. And I think a couple weeks ago when we were originally talking about these, I said I was all in on the classic edition.
right.
Um, and now, like, I still haven't even put my order in because I'm just so like, do I really want to?
Well, I can tell you that I did on the first week, but like, not that it made a difference. I mean, other than just ripping the bandit off in my bank account. But no, I understand that. I you know I was a person who uh, I was still buying like my movies on like DVD and Blu-ray. I was still like buying my video games physical. I was like, oh, I need the disc. I was like, oh, something might happen and I won't have access to the internet or something like that. And I don't know, about 2 years ago, like ever since the pandemic, I've like totally changed, and I am like now all, I am all digital. Like the only unfortunate thing about like console like digital is because you do have like that fear of like, oh, like if you don't download it or don't have it like saved, and then like eventually there comes a day like probably like 10 or 15 years later, but still there's going to be like, oh no, the servers are down, and like like this system doesn't support those servers anymore, and it is kind of like, oh, if you didn't download it, it is like gone forever, kind of like
Yeah, like Nintendo put out a tweet today, literally about that. Like for the Wii U and the 3DS, like if you don't, I think it's like it's a little over a month from now, you won't be able to make purchases anymore.
right, right, yeah, because I remember my big thing was when I bought the Wii like virtual console of Fighting Street, and I was, for
Mhm.
some reason, I was never able to like download it on my system. And then as soon as I got the Wii U, the first thing I did was like, oh, can I download Fighting Street? And I was able to, and I was like, I made sure I was like, no one touches this SD card. This SD card has this TurboGrafx 16 of the first Street Fighter game. This is Street Fighter One, guys.
Actually, sorry, a little correction. You can buy stuff until next year. You can't add funds anymore.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
okay.
next month. Sorry. Don't want to freak anybody out there,
No,
but like still, like that's not good,
no.
especially for like game for consoles that are literally from the last generation. Like as much as like it sucks for like the PS3 and the PSP, like everybody got really mad when Sony announced that they were going to be shutting those stores down,
Right.
and then they pulled back and said they're not going to do it anymore. Like Nintendo, it's because like the PS3, that's 2 generations old. The PSP, that's almost 3 generations old.
Right.
Um, and for those to be kind of shut down, like I get that, like they're old, but
Right.
the Wii U and the 3DS, like I imagine the 3DS still sells.
The 3DS actually, like, I mean, because it's still used a lot, like, and uh, I'm just, to be honest, I was surprised. I know, like, the Switch, I mean, I know when Nintendo came in, they're like, oh no, Switch is not a 3DS replacement, but no, it totally was a 3DS replacement. Uh, it's just that, but I know just a lot of children who still have the 3DS because, like, the parents don't want to buy a $200 Switch, so they're like, "Oh, hey, here."
Oh, I mean, yeah, like I still haven't used my 3DS. I carry my 3DS with me every day.
Yeah. My 3DS is sitting right next to me in my office over here, right in its charger. As like I'm like, one day I'm gonna finish Metroid: Samus Returns. Like after I finished
Same.
Yeah, I finished Metroid Dread. And I was like, I never finished Samus Returns, and then I just like I started playing it, and then again and it went back into the charger, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I swear I'm gonna do it this time.
Yeah, kind of, kind of same. Like I have a bunch on there where I'm kind of like, am I gonna finish? Am I gonna finish this games? I bought a couple of like I bought the 2 Persona games for the 3DS, and it's like
Uh,
I've never turned them on.
oh
I
man,
bought them. I bought them because they were on sale, and it was like right when Nintendo said they were going to be shutting
yeah.
down the store, so like I panic bought
But
them.
you paying about it, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I've
No.
been well because I had been watching a lot of like games that'll be gone forever when the
Yeah.
store shut down.
Yeah.
Um, so bringing it back around to Turtles, like I want to buy it physically because I don't ever want to be in that situation where I
Right.
can't
Right.
like play this game.
Yeah. Which is actually completely fair, and like at least like when my PS4 version comes in, I will have it like physically if like like whatever like 30 years down the road or something like that, and I'm like, oh man, I really want to play Shredder's Revenge, and I just put it in my old dusty PS4, and I let it run, and I can't actually download the
Yeah,
updates, but at least I'll have like whatever like that first version is to play with.
exactly.
Yeah.
You won't be able to patch it, but you'll
No.
be able to at least turn it on.
Right,
Maybe. Who knows?
right. Who knows? You never know. You never know. These systems might have a shelf life, but that is everything that we have this week. Like I said, it's very light week. I imagine next week we're gonna have I imagine next week we're gonna have like a lot of Ninja Turtle figure news. Like I imagine at least 4 new like NECA figures because the way how NECA likes to do these things at the convention. I'm sure Super 7 will have some stuff out there too. To be honest, I'm hoping for another surprise like media news. Like, do you remember like one Comic Con we had like where they announced like the Ninja Turtle Batman movie?
Uh, I do. I do remember that. It was 2018, I think.
I think so. I think it was like then. I just remember. All I remember was I was at Dragon Con and people asked me, "He's like, oh hey, do you think they'll make an animated version of the Batman Ninja Turtle comic?" And I said, "I'm gonna say this out loud because every time I say something, they always prove me wrong. I'm gonna say." No, they'll never make this. It'll never be happening in any sort of animated form. And then, they went and proved me wrong. So, that was that's like the common theme now in like Dragon Con. I keep trying to say something ridiculous just so for them to prove me wrong, for everyone to be happy.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all we have. Be sure to check out the podcast, the full audio podcast this Thursday. We will be looking at Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be talking about drugs and beer and like things that
drugs, hardcore drugs,
hardcore drugs, exactly. Things that like should not be talked about in a Ninja Turtle podcast, and then also, I'm gonna check with Mitch and see if there's a wrong duck talking. I really want there to be a wrong duck talking. All right.
Well, weren't all of those played by Rusty Taylor anyway?
Yeah, all of them were played by Rusty Taylor. But I actually asked them. I said, "There's a way for you to tell, right?" I was like, they have their own personalities, right? Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, and thanks for Robert for listening. And he says that this was fun. Thanks for all the updates. That's what we're here for. That's why you join us like every week. All right. Till next time, guys. See ya.